TG Geeks, episode 23, May 28th, 2015. 24 hours at Disneyland? Why, yes, thank you very much. Hello and welcome to another webcast from tggeeks.com, where Ben and Keith, the Two Gay Geeks, talk about all aspects of geekdom and nerdery. Sci-fi, comics, film, horror genre, you name it, we talk about it. I'm Keith Lane, your producer here at TG Squared Studios in lovely Phoenix, Arizona.
And I'm Ben Raggington, wishing he was still in Anaheim, California.
Absolutely. This past weekend, the Two Gay Geeks invaded Disneyland in Anaheim, California for the kickoff of Disneyland's 60th anniversary celebration that will run 18 months.
And I would say that Disneyland would never be the same again.
Exactly. It all started with a big 24-hour celebration on May 22nd at 6 a.m., and we were there.
Oh, God, yes, we were there. We drove down the night before because we knew that we had planned.
We could never make it in time.
Well, the problem was that we had planned to be down here for the kickoff of the 60th, but we didn't know until just earlier in the week that, oh my God, they're doing the 24-hour block party. Oh
my Lord.
Swell. So now we have to get there freaking early, at least get to Ontario at a really good time so that we can get up with, before the birds so that we can get to Disneyland while it's still dark outside, so that we can get in time.
So we got up, as we said, we stayed out in Ontario. It's a little cheaper for us to stay out there. You can't stay around Disneyland for
it's too expensive.
cheap.
No, and it was only 30-minute drive.
Yeah, it's nothing for Southern California. So we get up and we make it into the parking garage at 4:45.
Well, we arrived
4:30?
at the garage. We pulled up at 20 to 5.
20 to 5. We got parked. And we actually got in line at 5:30.
Because we stopped for breakfast at the Starbucks that's in downtown Disney.
Yeah. So
because we were starving.
Because we were starving, yes. And so there were 10 people ahead of us, and they stopped letting people in. So
shame.
Had we not stopped, we might have made it in for the actual 6 o'clock kickoff. So they did the 6 o'clock kickoff, and then they started letting people in. So that was our...
That was the first day.
Yeah, so we have a few segments that we recorded in the park, some of our thoughts and some of the things that we experienced. The first thing we did was we rode the train around, wasn't it? Or did we walk over?
No, because remember, they had this throng of people on Main Street.
That's
and
right.
We walked down Main Street. They had cameras. They had a DJ. They had cast members. They did this for the 50th, which I thought was a nice touch. But they've got people that, the cast members that work in the stores, management, people from Team Disney Anaheim, and they've all got these big, diamond glittery. Imagine if Michael Jackson was having a very bad allergic reaction while wearing a glove. That's what this looked like. And, they're giving high fives.
Yeah.
So you go down the street and you high-five everybody, and we made our way to a particular house in Narland Square.
Yes, the Haunted Mansion, and we actually got to see the Hatbox Ghost.
Not the first time. He came back a couple of weeks ago, but he is back after having said goodbye to him after opening day.
Just a couple of days after opening day.
Yeah, because the effect didn't work.
Mansion. So then we kind of rode around the train, and we did a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and then we stopped in the Tiki Room.
One of our favorite places.
Outside the Tiki Room, actually. And while we were waiting for the Tiki Room to start the show, we recorded a little segment, and we're going to let you listen to it now. So here we are. It is 10:15, and we have been at Disneyland in the park since 6 a.m. We're sitting here waiting for the Tiki Room to open. And what are your thoughts on the 60th so far?
Well, it was kind of exciting when I got in here. They had a lot of the cast members that were outside on the street level of Main Street waving at us. Tons of media. Lots and lots and lots of media. surprisingly, the park in places is not very crowded. There are places where it's just like people everywhere, and then other places where it's not crowded at all. So I find that rather interesting. I'm not really keen on the way the company has handled some of their merchandise. They let some people in early, people who camped out overnight. They let them in early, gave them special gifts, and we got here 5:30 in the morning in line. And sadly, we got excluded from that, so I'm a little bummed in that respect. But so far, it's been kind of fun. There's a nice, exciting buzz about the 60th. I mean, how are you taking it?
It's very interesting. I enjoyed getting into the park early, and we got Haunted Mansion early. We rode, and then rode to the train around and rode it again because we wanted to see the Hatbox Ghost. I do like the fact that they have a lot of merchandise. Not of it is all out. The problem that I have is some of the marketing that they have done and some of the publicity and things that they have marketed as published certain times, etc. They're not adhering to. So it's kind of, how do you plan your day when you plan to be here by the 6 a.m. opening when they said they would let everybody in? Yet you get here at 5:30 and they've already let people in and stopped people from going in. So that was just kind of a little bummer. But overall, I'm enjoying it. We have plans to watch the fireworks later and the parade, and probably not do the whole 24 hours, but we've been here for 4 hours. We're just taking a little break. Of course, the Tiki Room is our nap time, so we're going to take a little nap. Anything else you want to add at this moment?
Not at this time. I mean, I think you pretty much covered it. It's been fun so far. First time I've ever been in a park during part of a 24-hour event, even though, as you said, we're not going to be doing the full 24 hours. I have no desire to. I mean, we've been up since 2:30 this morning, basically. So, but aside from that, this has been an enjoyable experience. So I'm glad we're doing it.
So we're signing off from the Tiki Room for the time being. Okay, that was our Tiki Room segment, and then we kind of wandered around the rest of the day. We met some friends, had lunch, and then we kind of had dinner, and we decided we were going to watch the parade and the fireworks. Obviously, those are the two big things. That's kind of the reason.
That was the big reason why we were there.
Exactly, because both of them are brand new and they both have incredible effects. And we recorded a segment right after the parade, so we're going to let you listen to that now. Okay, we're sitting here and we've finished watching the fireworks and the parade at 1 a.m. We watched the 10 o'clock parade, or the 8:50. Gosh, I've lost my mind already. The 8:50 parade, and we made the mistake of not finding a place soon enough. Although soon enough would have been at 9 a.m. Because there were people lining up already at that point at 9 a.m. for the parade at 8:50 p.m. that night. Or so, I don't know. We walked around and we saw a couple of places, and then we decided to ride the train. And when we got back off the train, there were no more places to be had, shall we say, and the parade kind of passed us by as we were standing in the back, and we saw the parade from, I didn't even know there were some lower things. So we watched the parade, and it was incredible what we saw, what we were able to see. And of course, Ben is much shorter than me, and he couldn't see anything practically. Then we went out into Main Street, at the head of Main Street, and watched the fireworks. The fireworks were pretty incredible. Now, the parade was absolutely incredible from what we saw. So after that, I said, well, it's only 10 o'clock. We've already been here for 18 hours as it is.
About 18 hours.
So I said, well, why don't we just wait until the 1 a.m. parade and watch the parade? And so we set our butts down right on the curb and watched the parade. It was spectacular. It was probably the best parade that I have seen Disney do in forever. What are your thoughts about the parade and fireworks?
Well, fireworks I thought were absolutely, they did something really neat. I was so afraid that it was going to be a recycling of the 50th, which involved them using fireworks off the Main Street buildings, and I was expecting that, and instead they didn't. Maybe for more practical reasons, they used more effects with spotlights. There were like 1 billion choreographed spotlights as part of the fireworks show, which I thought were just amazing. And the fireworks themselves, I mean, there were some familiar things that we've seen them do, but there was also some variations on some old ideas, and some of the shells that they launched were absolutely gorgeous. It was really spectacular to watch. Now, as far as the parade goes, we got really lucky in that we got on a curb and we were able to watch the parade from there. And it absolutely knocked me away. It's like they took some of the technology that they were using for the old spectral magic, which was the Magic Kingdom's, Disney World's, their nighttime parade, plussed it up even more, went very state-of-the-art, had a lot of digital projection that was going on some of the floats, in addition to the beautiful lighting. It was absolutely gorgeous to watch. I mean, if I have any complaints, it's that I kind of wish that they had maybe more of the old Baroque hoedown music from the original Electric Light Parade. That would have been nice to have heard a little bit more of. And maybe just a little bit more whimsy, because the original Electric Light Parade was very whimsical in what they gave us. But still, what we got was absolutely amazing, and it was big. It was a big parade, because I remember you were commenting that, well, they're all moving very, very slowly, so there can't be that many floats, and yet we were both just stunned at what they gave us.
Yeah, it was incredible. Because we were standing in the back, we couldn't see all the things that were in between the floats, but they actually had another show in between each float. So it was actually 2 shows in one, in the sense that they had the floats were the big show, and then all of the show in between the floats that they did, the various dancers and things like that. We should have known. I mean, this is Disney. They do that to kind of space the floats out and have them not be like 6 floats in 3 minutes and you're done. But it was really neat. All of the in-between dancers were very well choreographed. The costumes that they used and the gadgets that they were using were absolutely incredible. It was very nice. The parade was, as I said, probably one of the most spectacular parades that I've ever seen Disney do.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bummer that we're both just so unbelievably, horribly tired because of all of this. But I would have to say that easily rates as, I don't know if I could qualify it as the best parade I've ever seen, but it's certainly one of the best I have ever seen this company do. It was just gorgeous to watch. How would you rate it?
I would say that it was the best parade that I've ever seen. I can't think of another one. The Tarzan parade was great. The Mulan parade was fabulous. 45th was good, only because we danced with the hippos on the 45th. That makes it good. We were exhausted. We were ready to die when it was over. Yeah, even though we were much younger then. It was 15 years ago, so it makes a huge difference. But of all the parades, I actually think this is the best parade that they've done. They took elements from a number of their parades, technology from their parades. They they reinvented the Electric Light Parade in a completely different way, and made a spectacular parade that has elements from all of their different parades that they've done.
I don't think I could actually put it any better. What really made this beautiful, I mean, the music that they had, it was sort of a pop song about raise your hands together in celebration. I mean, it was fun. It was neat, and I found myself just dancing along with it. I mean, my legs are killing me right now because I'm just so doggone tired. But I would say it was worth staying up this late to be able to see it. I'm really glad that you had the foresight to say, we've been here this long, let's tough it out. And of course, even at 1 a.m, I mean, like even now, it's almost 2 and the park is still just like filled with people, but it's because it's a 24-hour party. So yeah, a lot of people are still here, but and even though we don't have the youthfulness like we did back when we first started coming to the park, I'm kind of glad that we did stick it out. There's something kind of really special about being able to tough it out for this long and to to kind of end the evening on that amazing, I can't think of any other words to put it. It was the most amazing parade I've seen them do. And it's no wonder that everybody stayed or people parked their butts on the curbs for so long. And I don't think it disappointed. It didn't disappoint me by any means.
No, and it did not disappoint me. It was incredible, and I think that was one of the things is people were camped out because it was a brand new parade. It was something brand new that Disney was doing, and that's what they were planning on. So we're going to go get a little bit of sleep, and day 2 will be at California Adventure, and we're going to have lunch reservations and World of Color. So we'll see you on the other side. Here are a few selected birthdays for May 25th through May 31st. May 25th, Sir Ian McKellen is 76.
Gandalf!
Hey, and Frank Oz is 71. Beverly Sills was born on this day, May 25th, 1929. May 26th, Helena Bonham Carter is 49. Sally Ride would have been 64. She was the first American woman in space on the Challenger in 1983. Peter Cushing would have been 102 on May 26th. May 27th, Christopher Lee is 93.
Okay, now this is far out. You got Saruman the White, who has a birthday just a couple of days away from Gandalf the White, whose birthday follows his best friend Peter Cushing.
Exactly. Unbelievable.
Now that's weird, but what's also throwing me is who comes next, who's also big in the horror genre.
Vincent Price would have been 104.
Far out.
And Paul Vision Bettany is 44 on May 27th. Eddie McClintock is 48. On May 28th, Ian Fleming would have been 107. He was the birther of
007.
007, exactly. May 29th, John F. Kennedy would have been 98. Danny Elfman is 61. May 30th, Adele Dazeem,
Also known as
Idina Menzel, is 43. Mel Blanc would have been 107. Mark Shepard is 50. Carl Meany is 61. And on May 31st, Colin Farrell is 38. And Peter Yarrow
of Peter, Paul, and Mary
is 76.
Wow.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
It's a party and you're invited. I'm Tim Galloway, your host and keeper of the Mouse Castle Lounge, your weekly dose of news, commentary, and interviews from the world of Disney, served up with your favorite tasty beverage. Drop by and see us at themousecastle.com or just look for the Mouse Castle on Facebook. It's good times and great conversations about the house that Mickey built. By the way, did you know that Walt Disney's favorite drink was a Scotch Mist? I'm more of a martini man myself. We'll see you soon at the Mouse Castle Lounge.
Go have a listen to the Mouse Castle Lounge with our good friend Tim. He was actually down there at Disneyland with us.
Yes, he was.
And now for some listener feedback. Actually, this week we don't have any listener feedback at all. Oh my God.
Listeners, you're dropping the ball.
Oh, well. If you do have any feedback, we would welcome it. And if you comment on our Facebook page, our YouTube episodes, or at tggeeks.com, you could receive a shout out on a future episode in this spot. Or you could call our listener feedback line and we will play your comment on air. 469-TG-GEEKS. That's 469-844-3357. And a special note, if you are a Skype user, you can look us up on Skype. We are TG Geeks. Send us a request for an ad and we'll add you, and then you can call us on Skype and leave a voicemail, and it won't cost you anything. Okay, so now we are wanting to talk about our day at California Adventure.
Yes, we've gone over all of Friday, the 24-hour big blowout on Friday, and after we had just a few hours of sleep, we were Back at it, this time regular operating hours at California Adventure.
Disney California.
Disney's
Adventure.
California Adventure, that's
So
true.
we're going to play that segment for you, post World of Color, and here you go.
Okay, here we are in day 2, our California Adventure Day, and we're a little tired. We're post World of Color, so we're going to talk about what we did today in California Adventure, and just a little tired after our 20 hours in the park in Disneyland yesterday. And today we did California Adventure. We got here a little bit late. We were trying to do the word of the day, but we missed the word of the day just by a couple of minutes, and that kind of was the start off of the day. But you can, Disney has done a new thing for the 60th anniversary celebration. If you text the word of the day to 347-639, if you text the word of the day to 347-369 on a daily basis before 11 a.m., you're entered into the daily drawing. You must be present to win. And then you're also entered into the big fabulous drawings they're going to have throughout the 60th anniversary celebration. So text the word of the day, but we missed that. Got into California Adventure. We did go on to World of Color not World of Color, tired. We went on to Soarin' and saw the new digital print. I believe it's a new digital print that they did. And it really is cleaned up fantastically. Cleaned up really nice. Still a little jittering in a couple of places, but I think that was probably the original print. I think where they stitched some things together or did fast forward or something. But other than that, it was very clean. The colors were brighter. Maybe we had just gotten used to the old colors in the old print that had faded over the years. But it was very nice. I enjoyed seeing Soarin' in its pristine state again. And then we had lunch at Wine Country Trattoria. We did a reservation so that we did the reserved viewing for World of Color. The food at Wine Country was absolutely incredible. Talked to the chef, and he gave us some information about the things that we had. We had the ravioli and the lasagna, and it was really, really good. Different taste on the bolognese than what you're normally used to, and so that's why I wanted to talk to the chef and find out what he put in it. And it was really an interesting combination of spices and herbs that he used. After that, we kind of wandered around the rest of the day and waited for World of Color and saw the show. The show is absolutely incredible. World of Color has a brand new show, just like the brand new show for the parade at Disneyland. This was Neil Patrick Harris was narrating, and he did a really great job, and I liked the fact that it was Disneyland or Disney's history. They had lots of vintage footage of Walt and from various pieces that, the stuff that we've all seen in various places throughout the years, but to have it all stitched together in one show to celebrate the 60th anniversary of Disneyland was absolutely incredible. Kind of tired now. I'm gonna let Ben talk for a moment. What was your impression of California Adventure and World of Color celebration?
Well, first thing, when I got into California Adventure, I was actually surprised at the lack of decoration. Unlike with Disneyland, especially along Main Street and the castle, there's all these little, beautiful drapes with the stylized D for Disney with a beautiful diamond in the middle. So you see that everywhere around Disneyland, but you really weren't getting that here in California Adventure. I would say that Carthay Circle looks absolutely beautiful. They did a nice job of decorating that. I got a picture of that, and we'll be posting that on our website when we get back, among some other pictures. As far as soaring over California goes, I think you're right. The print looked absolutely gorgeous. I saw things that I never noticed before, and I'm thinking it's because with the digital projection, there was an added clarity to it so that it was more easy for me to spot it, as opposed to last time with just a regular old film print. The entire Condor Flats has been redone. I will admit that, Grizzly Peak Airfield, I think is what they're calling it. And it's very foresty. I think it's supposed to kind of be like a forest airstrip maybe modeled after something like in the movie Planes, possibly. Bit of a blend there. I have mixed feelings about that. While I think it looks really nice with the greenery that they've got there, at the same time, I'm a little bummed that they just kind of seem to have dismissed the whole Condor Flats concept because it has such historical significance to modern aviation and even what was going to eventually lead into space flights. So I kind of wish that they kept that a little bit. But as far as the inside of the show building still looks the same. As we said, or as you pointed out, the print looks absolutely breathtaking. So it was still, ultimately, it was a very rewarding experience. The rest of DCA looks very nice. California Adventure still looks very, very pretty. World of Color was incredible to watch. In fact, one humorous moment is they do they play Let It Go from Frozen, and you know, for people who don't know either of us very well, that we're really, really tired of Frozen. It was not one of our favorite products. But I would say that the water show that went with Frozen was really huge, gorgeous.
Yeah, the water portion of Frozen or World of Color, the Frozen portion, was great. But I think the best Frozen thing, they injected Frozen into the fireworks over at Disneyland last night, and the fireworks actually worked a lot better than the World of Color pieces. It was choreographed extremely well, but the Frozen piece in World of Color was great too.
Yeah, there were a lot of oohs and ahs that were going on with the water show here, and they were just blowing those mists extremely high, and as it is, Keith and I are both kind of like presently soaking wet because the water, I mean, it goes up in the air and it's eventually got to come down. And there was a breeze. There's a breeze blowing. So, yeah, what happened? The water blew right onto us where we can barely see out of our glasses. But it was still nice to watch. They've added a lot of fire effect, more so than they've had in the past. So if we weren't being kind of rained upon, we were having our eyebrows scorched from all the fire. The show looked great. I like the fact that they actually now have a very continuous show. In the past, it's always been kind of like a clip show, sort of like a best of Disney thing, all kind of put together. I know that the original designer did not want that, and that was something that the Disney executives chose. But to have this now, have an actual continuous show with Neil Patrick Harris, was really nice. I liked how we had interaction with an animated, well, I mean, of course, it was footage of Neil Patrick, so don't anybody think that he was actually here. It was nice to have this footage of Neil Patrick Harris interacting with an animated Mickey, and as you pointed out, interacting with footage of Walt, so that it felt like there was an actual conversation. It kind of pushes the emotional buttons. It hits all the really good emotional beats. It was very nice to see. I really don't know what else I can say about it. It was just very, very delightful to watch, and of course now we're dealing with a huge, there's a huge bottleneck of people as everybody's trying to get out of the park.
Yeah, and so we're going to sign off for today, and we'll talk to you before the noon meetup, for the Mice Chat noon meetup in the hub, and then we'll talk to you after that noon meetup in the hub. So have a great evening.
So that was our day at Disney California Adventure, and then the next day, day 3 at Disneyland.
We're back!
We went back to Disneyland, and we sat in the hub waiting for the Mice Chat noon meetup, which is something that we like to do whenever we can and see our good friends that participate and belong to Mice Chat and are friends of Mice Chat. So they meet every Sunday at noon in the hub, and join them there sometime. We'll let you listen to that little segment that we did in the hub. So that was our visit to Disneyland for the 60th anniversary kickoff celebration. Next time on TG Geeks, we will have our wrap of the Phoenix Comic-Con. We may be delayed by a few days as this episode, since Comic-Con doesn't end until the evening of Sunday, May 31st. See you then. Okay, that should do it for this episode of TG Geeks Webcast. Be sure to check out the article for the webcast episode. We will have several links and pictures on the page. And remember, you can comment on our Facebook page or our website, tggeeks.com, or you can leave us a voicemail at 469-TG-GEEKS. That is 469-844-3357. From TG Squared Studios, I am Keith Lane. Thanks for listening. I bid you peace.
Cheers.